Hello, welcome to Pro Gaming Weekly. My name is Ben, aka Lignar, and as you can see, things are different this week. For starters, I'm not in the studio. We also don't have highlights this week, and for that I apologize. Both of those are because the air conditioner in the studio is broken, and while I love doing this show standing in front of a bunch of hot lights with no air conditioning in Texas when it's 100 degrees outside, didn't seem like a good idea. That ties into why we don't have highlights, because all of my big storage is in the studio. That's where I store all the video files and whatnot. Also, what little bit of editing for highlights I was able to get done, the VODs themselves were okay quality, but once they were edited and re-rendered, they were substandard, and they just didn't make the cut. So rather than doing that, and rather than just scrapping the whole show, I decided to do something like this with the show. Hopefully it's okay. I apologize for the change in production quality, and this audio on this mic is probably horrible compared to what I usually have with my mix board and my professional mic and all that kind of thing. But anyway, all of that does not mean we don't have news, so let's get started. The Red Bull Battlegrounds were held this past weekend in Austin, Texas, and the tournament wasn't without its issues. Puma was denied entry to the U.S. at the airport because of an issue with his visa. There were audio problems in the venue and on the stream. There were PC crashes during the third place match. The first group on Saturday of group play took 2 hours longer than was scheduled, meaning that those of us in the venue didn't get to watch Group C. We had to use our phones and surf out to the site and look at the bracket, or rely on friends that we had outside who would send us tweets or text messages or whatnot to let us know what's going on in Group C. They didn't do a very good job of keeping us in the loop in the arena or in the venue there, so we had to kind of do it ourselves. The biggest problem, though, is that about 5 minutes into Game 5 of the Grand Finals, the stream died. And if you go out to Twitch, Day 9's channel on Twitch, and try to watch the cached replay that's on Twitch, that happens in that stream as well. The Game 5, I think the PC that they had doing the streaming just rebooted or whatever, crashed. The Game 5, I think, is just kind of lost. Game 6 is still out there. The whole finals is out there except for Game 5. Overall, though, it's the first time Red Bull put on an event like this. So overall, even considering those glitches, I think it was a success. It was a blast to attend. Relatively cheap, too. It was like, I think, $15 a day, and I was in the front row. I was 15 feet from Day 9. So I would suggest, if this is coming near you or coming to your town, go. The other cities, I don't think we have dates for them yet. We didn't the last time I looked at the other cities. I believe are Seattle and Boston, and I know Chicago. Don't know what the dates are for those yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. This one was 2 weeks before MLG. The one they had in Orlando, which was a different style of event, was a week or two before the MLG Columbus. So hopefully they're going to keep doing this, and it'll be a week or two before each MLG. We did find out at the Red Bull LAN, I believe, that the recent balance patch that gave Queens an increased range and gave Overlords increased speed and knocked 10 seconds off the Observer build time is not OP or imbalanced. It appears the patch simply caused a slight change in the metagame that players needed to adjust to. The round of 8 at Red Bull was a pretty even representation of all the races. The final 4 was a pretty split. There was 2 Protoss, 1 Terran, and 1 Zerg. Fourth place went to Squirtle, coming off his second place finish in the GSL, and he ended up fourth, losing to Stefano 3-1 in the third and fourth place matchup. Bomber lost 4-2 to MC, giving MC his first North American championship. He'd won in Asia and Europe, and now he's got a championship in North America. The list of KeSPA players attending MLG Anaheim has been released. Among them are some legendary names like Flash, Fantasy, and Jaedong. There are 8 players total who will be competing in an exhibition tournament Saturday, June 9th at 9 p.m. Pacific Time on the main stage of the event, and also featured on the stream. It looks as if it's going to be a single elimination 8-player bracket, but we're not positive. They just released the bracket while I'm recording this show, so I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a single elimination bracket. We'll find out. Hopefully it's not a double elimination bracket with extended play series, because I just don't like extended play. I'm not sure I know anybody who does. More news out of the MLG. There's some information about how League of Legends is going to play out at the Spring Championship. Teams will be competing for their share of a $40,000 prize pool. The most interesting piece, I think, is that the matches that get played on the main stage, my guess is the finals, maybe the semifinals, will have the teams in new 5-player soundproof booths. This could add a good deal to how the spectator side of League of Legends works. Plus, having games on the main stage will attract more attention to League of Legends. Not that League of Legends needs it. There's, 15 million people to play last time I saw something like that? What I'm almost as interested in is just how freaking big those booths are going to be. I mean, the StarCraft single-player booths are almost the size of a small car. This is a 5-player booth. It's going to be massive. MLG will be joining GameSpot and showing off some esports at E3 next week. They're bringing in some well-known players for StarCraft, Mortal Kombat, and Black Ops, which makes me wonder if Black Ops might be coming back to the circuit. You can catch the action on MLG's site as well as GameSpot's site. StarCraft is featured Tuesday, Mortal Kombat on Wednesday, and Black Ops on Thursday, which is a good lead into the Spring Championships on Friday. The final news piece from MLG seems pretty fitting with MLG Spring Championship just over a week away. The dates and locations for the summer season have been announced. There's only one summer arena for StarCraft rather than the two we had for spring. That will be held July 20th through the 22nd in New York City. There's going to be an arena for League of Legends in New York City August 3rd through the 5th, and the summer championship is August 24th through the 26th in Raleigh, North Carolina. There's no mention of an arena for fighting games, and I suspect that's being replaced with a League of Legends arena. Sorry, fans of fighting games, really. DreamHack Summer 2012 is being held June 16th through the 19th in Sweden, in a city that I can't pronounce. The list of invited players has been released, and it includes, among several others deserving, but it includes fan favorites Huck, Naniwa, Rhett, Sase, Stefano, Thorzane, and Whiteraw. The winner walks away with 100,000 Swedish krona, which, as of this morning, the exchange rate brought that to about $14,000 American, not quite 14 grand. The first and second place finishers automatically qualify for DreamHack Winter 2012. The GSL Up and Down matches are complete. The 10 players that are moving out of the Up and Downs into Code S are Nest T, Ghost King, Curious, Maru, Ryung, Suho Sen, MC, Seed, Ace, and Marine King. There are 20 players moving on from the Up and Downs into Code A, but the notable names are JYP, Puzzle, Bomber, Alive, and MMA. The first round of Code S starts Monday, June 11th, which makes me wonder if there are going to be some Code S players that aren't going to get to compete in MLG Anaheim, because if my time zone math is correct, and it usually isn't, they got about 6 hours between the time MLG Anaheim should end and the time the first round of Code S starts. And a flight from LA to Seoul is 12 to 14 hours. I'm not real sure, but it's a lot longer than 6. I believe that this is a bad thing for the community if there are players that can't compete in MLG because of GSL, or they have to forfeit matches in GSL because they're competing in MLG. We lose as a community when that happens. I don't watch GSL because it's GSL. I don't watch MLG because it's MLG, and I doubt you do either. I watch because my favorite players and the level of competition that exists because of those players is in GSL or it's at MLG. Hopefully this is something that doesn't happen this time around, and hopefully it's something that can be avoided in the future, but we'll have to just wait and see. That wraps up the show for this week. Again, I want to apologize for not having highlights, and I want to apologize for the overall downgrade in video quality with the lighting, and the sound on this mic is way worse than what I'm used to with my Rode mic and my mix board and everything. But once the AC is fixed in the studio, is this format something you would rather see more of, or would you rather the quick news, highlights, wrap up the show, and call it a week? I actually really enjoyed getting ready for this show, even though it's smaller than what I would really want to do if we did switch the formats. But if we do switch, I wouldn't mind taking it live, maybe bring in some special guests, like maybe some pros if we can get them, some team managers, coaches, whatnot. Let us know what you think. Send us an email at progamingweekly@gmail.com and let us know which direction you'd rather see us go. I kind of feel like a broken record about this, but I can't end an episode without plugging our giveaway. Once we reach 100 likes on our Facebook page, we're giving away a $20 Jinx.com gift card. So go to our Facebook page, click on that like button, and convince your friends to do the same thing. The faster we get to 100, the faster we give away that gift card, the faster we get to the next milestone and a bigger giveaway. And that wraps it up for this week. I would like to thank you for watching, and again, apologize for the downgrade in quality. But until next week, by the way, there may not be a show next week. The PGW crew is heading out to Anaheim for the event, the MLG Spring Championships. Usually the episode gets uploaded overnight Thursday, but I kind of want to take some of my equipment with me, so we'll see. But just a heads up, may not be a show next week. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.